Before we get into what Rithmm actually does, can you tell our listeners how the app is actually spelled, just in case they want to look it up for themselves?
Yeah, so we took from algorithm, we took the rhythm off the back end and threw in an extra N. So it's Rithm.
And what does the app actually do?
Yeah, so the app is to help people make smarter bets. So essentially, what we want to do is take your instincts, validate them, and then use our algorithm to put in your inputs, and then within 10 seconds, it'll spit out a recommended bet, showing you a high win probability and where's the expected value of that game. And so it's very easy and intuitive, and I can run you through it real quick. You would build a model, and what that means is there's 5 factors. Let's take basketball, for example. So there's going to be an offense, defense, three-pointers, tempos, and free throws. And there's a slider. And if you take that slider and move it to the right, you think it's important. So let's say you're like, I'm a high defense and high free throws person. I'm going to move my sliders to the right. Then you build that model, and it will take those inputs and, again, within our algorithm, and then print out exactly what games that model exists tonight, where there's an expected win rate.
So if Tucker and I give it different inputs, and I say, hey, I'm all about offense, and Tucker says, no, defense wins championships, we're going to get different selections for what we should be betting based on our preferences.
Yes, and perhaps no. So there is something called model ensembling. So we allow our users to build 3 models. And what we've seen is that if your models are in agreement with different factors, that your win probability actually arises. So yes, there are times where models disagree, but there are also times where models agree, and that's really another place of value.
Is this something that only works for March Madness and college basketball, or is this something that you have rolled out to a number of different sports?
We rolled it out for college football. We stayed in stealth mode during that time because we needed some time to test it, and it was phenomenal. Our users won that tracked their bets at a 58% win rate with a 12% ROI for college football for the regular season. So that was an incredible result. We rolled it out for college men's basketball. We have the same type of win percentage happening in college basketball right now. The March Madness product, like the core product, is everyday betting for sports. The March Madness is a single product. It's not our core, the bracket generator, but it's absolutely something we wanted to provide our users, and we're having a blast with it. We'll roll out NBA right after March Madness is over. We'll go into the summer with the WNBA, and then our big push will be NFL and soccer coming in the fall, along with your college football and the men and women's college basketball. So, this is definitely, we have quite a product roadmap set out, and then, golf will be in the future as well, and there's MLB, there's plenty more on the rise.
Is this a tool that can only be leveraged by experienced sports bettors, or is this something that you believe is even helpful, hey, if you're brand new, helping you to prevent yourself from making giant mistakes?
Yeah, that's what we really set out to do, is to take something incredibly complex like predictive modeling. So the whole premise was, what are the pros doing? They're called sharps. On the back end, they have a team of quants and engineers and algorithms running all the time. How could we hide that really complex piece of work? And then on the front end, simplify it and personalize it, and allow create a place where you don't have to have some math background to be really to be good at betting and to make better decisions. And so it's right now what we're seeing in our user group are 2 types of people. They are your casual bettor, and then we also have very experienced bettors that are using their own models and are using our models too, to kind of look at both sides of the story and see if there's similarities before they deploy their money. But if you're a new user and you want to make a smarter decision when you bet, go to Rithmm, create your models, and then look at those we call them game cards, basically every game that exists on that day, and see where your edge lies. It's that simple.
Fantastic. Megan, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate the time, and have a great time out in Las Vegas.
Thank you, guys. Good luck.